take your seats. Our third and final act is about to begin.
There's 6 men here who think we might be setting a murderer loose in the streets. Emotion won't do. Why?
Well, it would seem that the old man did not see the boy run down the stairs. I don't think it likely that the old man heard someone scream, "I'm going to kill you." Old men dream. And if the boy really did scream that he was going to kill that night, then we have the authority of this man to prove that it might not really mean he's going to kill.
Why don't we take it into the judge and let the kid take his chances with 12 other people?
I mean, with 6 to 6, I don't think we'll ever agree on anything.
Well, there's got to be unanimous, and we're never going to convince that guy.
At first I was alone. Now 5 others agree. There is a doubt.
Look, there is no doubt. There is no way that you're ever going to convince me that this is a doubt.
You know, maybe we are, Hunter. You know, it happens sometimes.
We are not going to be a hung jury.
But we are right now, a perfect balance. Let's take it into the judge.
If there's a reasonable doubt, I don't see it.
The doubt is there, in my mind.
Okay. Let's do another vote.
What do you mean, vote?
On what? I want to know whether we are or we aren't a hung jury.
You mean that we vote yes, we are a hung jury, or no, that we are not a hung jury?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness, we can't even decide whether to have the ban on or off.
We'll make it a majority vote. Majority wins.
So if 7 or more of us say yes, we're a hung jury, we go to the judge and say, we're a hung jury.
Yeah, and if 7 or more vote no, we're not a hung jury. We go on discussing it.
That doesn't seem quite right to me.
Yeah, but it might be the only solution.
You know, anything ends. Okay, so everybody's on board?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's call it out.
Yeah. All right, I say yes, we're a hung jury. 2,
No.
3,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
5,
No.
6,
No.
7,
Yes.
8,
No.
9,
No.
10,
Yeah.
11,
No.
12.
Obviously.
Obviously yes?
Yes!
That's 6 to 6.
I went along with the majority vote on that question, but I didn't agree with voting that way, not really. I still don't, so I'm changing my vote. I say no, we're not a hung jury. I believe the boy is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, there's some things I'd like to know from the people that changed their minds.
Great. So we're not a hung jury. We go on.
Good, we go on. Why did you change your vote?
Well, he seems so sure, and he's made a number of reasonable points, and he just gets mad and insults everybody.
But does the anger and the insult change the guilt of the boy? He did do it. Does the fact that a juror gets angry that we might be turning a murderer loose give us reason to turn a murderer loose?
You're making a good point.
There is a doubt.
I don't think so. The track in front of the apartment is straight. Let's take that point. So the L train would have made a low rumbling noise. They screech when they go around the corner. So the old man might have been able to hear a scream, which is high pitched. And remember, it's a tenement. They have very thin walls.
Hey, that's good, that's it.
And what if the old man was wrong about the time it took to get to the front door, but he was right about who he saw? Now, remember, there weren't any fingerprints on the knife, and it's weird, it was summer, so gloves seem unlikely.
All right, now listen, you all listen to this guy, he's got the goods.
And it might have taken the murderer a few seconds to wipe all of the fingerprints out off of the knife with a handkerchief.
Yeah, I got an idea, why don't you time this one too?
Well, just what are we timing?
Yes, let's be exact, please.
I'm saying that the old man might have been wrong about the time it took for him to get from his bedroom to the front door, but he was right about whom he saw running down the stairs. Now, it might have taken the murderer 39 seconds to wipe all of the fingerprints off the knife and get down to the front of the building where the old man saw him, the boy, that is.
No, that's right. You know, that's right.
Okay. So we reconstructed the time it took for the old man to get out of bed, and now let's reconstruct the actual crime.
As well as we can reconstruct it.
I think the murderer could use up 30 or 40 seconds pretty easily at that point.
Yes, let's reconstruct the killing.
Let's.
All right, tell you what, why don't you do the stab?
No, I'll
You be the guy, come on, you be the guy that gets stabbed, you're gonna get a knife. Oh, and don't forget, take about a second to fall.
Also, remember, he was found on his side, on his right side, so fall and turn onto your right side. Also, if someone hates someone enough to murder them, don't you think it's reasonable that they might stand over the body for a second or two?
Just divorce yourself from this particular case. It's just human nature.
Yes, it seems reasonable.
Look, I was just thinking, you know, you say that the old man, he fell down and he was on his right side, yeah. So, you know, getting stabbed, even if it's in the heart, well, it's different than being shot, right? He probably lasts for a little while, you know, kind of wiggling around down on the floor, you know, writhing around in pain.
Yes, that seems plausible. He would have enough oxygen in his system to carry him for 2-3 seconds, I should think.
Oh, you know,
When the father cried out,
oh, maybe the kid killed his mom.
That also seems possible.
There's another point we should consider. Anyone who's clear enough mentally to wipe the fingerprints off of the knife would also be clear enough mentally to take a look around the apartment, or the room in this case, to make sure he didn't leave any other clues behind. It might only be a second or two, but he would look.
You know what, every time you go on, it gets better and better and better.
We're just trying to be clear. One doesn't talk quality when murder's involved. Let's do it.
Wait. You said you wiped the fingerprints off the knife. What about the doorknobs? If somebody came into my home, somebody who hated me, and I saw them wiping the doorknobs as they were coming in, that would give me a pretty uneasy feeling. You know? So you must have wiped the doorknobs after the killing, and that would take some time.
You timed the last one. Why don't you time this one too?
All right.
Now stamp your foot when you're ready for me to begin.
Okay. Waiting for the hand to get to 60.
I'm going to kill you. Now, you would have wiped both knobs. And stop.
Oh, 29 and a half seconds, I'd say.
And whoever did murder the old man, and I think it was the kid, still had to get down the hall and down the stairs, at least one flight of stairs to where the old man saw him.
You see?
And given this, I think it's entirely reasonable that the man could have been wrong about the time it took him to get to the door, but right about whom he saw coming down the stairs.
So now both time sequences check out, the one you did and the one we did. But with the running down the stairs and everything, they both check out.
Sure, he's an old man who wants attention. He's probably right. But the old man feels the way everyone does. A life is at stake.
The story of the old man may well be true, except for the fact that he absolutely swore on the stand that it was only 15 seconds.
We all seem to agree it was 25 to 40 seconds later.
You are now admitting that the old man lied in one case and told the truth in the other. Now I admit that this does tend to confirm the story of the old man, but in part, he is now a proven liar. And this is by your own admission.
And that might be true if the old man lies in part, but I'm going to change my vote again. That's guilty.
Yes.
Good. What do you feel about it?
I'm not too sure what to think now. I wanted to talk more. First I thought guilty, then I changed. Now I'm swinging back to guilty.
Good. All right, listen, how about you? What do you think?
No, I have real doubts now, real doubts.
I say guilty, I was right the first time.
All right, now things are starting to make sense around here.
So that's 9-3 in favor of guilty.
One more question about the old man downstairs. How many of you live in apartment buildings?
I don't know what you are thinking, but I know what I am thinking.
And what is that?
I do not live in a tenement, but it is close. And there is just enough light in the hall to see the steps. No more. The light bulbs are so small. And this murder took place in a tenement. Remember how he stumbled on the steps?
The police officers were using big bulbs. One even had a flashlight, remember?
An old man who misjudged the time by 24 seconds. On this we all agree. This same old man looked down the dark hallway of a tenement building and recognized a running figure.
He was 100% wrong about the time. It took twice as long as he thought.
And if he was 100% wrong about the time, could he not have been 100% wrong about who he saw?
No, look, you're doing it again. You're making things up out of thin air.
You're our hung jury, let's just be honest about it.
Do you truly feel there is no room for reasonable doubt? What about you?
Yes, I do.
Maybe you just don't understand the term reasonable doubt.
What do you mean, I don't understand you? Who do you think you are? How do you like her? She comes over, you're running for her life, and before she can even take a big breath, she's telling us how to run the show?
That's not what I meant.
No one here is asking where anyone came from,
I was born right here.
or where their fathers came from. Maybe it wouldn't hurt us to take a few tips from people who come running here. Maybe they know something we don't know. We're not so perfect.
It's all right. I'm used to this. It's okay.
It's not all right.
Okay.
I apologize. Is that what you want?
That's what I want.
Okay, great. Let's stop the argument. Who's got something constructive they would like to say?
Nobody? Well, if nobody else is gonna go, there is something that's been bothering me a little, about the stab wound and how it was made, the downward angle of it, you know?
Oh, don't tell me we're gonna go through all that again. They went through it all in court.
I know that they did, but I don't go along with it. The boy was what, a 5'8" tall, and the father was 6 feet 2 inches tall, and that's a difference of 6 inches. And it's a very awkward thing to stab down to someone who's a half a foot taller than you.
All right. Look. I can see that you're not gonna understand this without some sort of a demonstration. So I'm gonna give you a demonstration right now, something that even you can understand. All right, somebody get up. Come on, why don't you get up, come on. All right, now, I want you all to pay attention because I'm not gonna do this again. All right, stand right there. You're the old man. All right, you said the kid was 6 inches shorter, right?
Yes.
All right, 6 inches shorter, so, there, that's about 6 inches, right?
That's more than 6 inches.
All right, well, let it be more, it doesn't matter. All right, so, you ready? Oh, come on.
What's the matter with you?
Nobody got hurt. Did you get hurt?
No, nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt. Now that's your angle, right there. Down and in. That's how I would stab a guy that was taller than me. There's your angle. Take a look at it and tell me that I am wrong.
Down and in.
Down and in.
There's no argument, down and in.
There.
Did you ever stab a man?
Of course not.
Did you?
Look, don't be silly. No.
Did you?
No!
Then where do you get all your information about how it's done?
It's just common sense.
Have you ever seen a man stabbed?
No.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, the boy has gone to reform school for knife fighting. He's an experienced knife fighter. Isn't that so?
Okay, sure.
Well, look at this. Doesn't it seem like an awkward way to handle a knife?
I don't know what you're asking me for.
Wait a minute. Let me see that knife.
Have you ever seen a knife fight before?
Yeah, I have.
In the movies?
On my backyard, on my stoop, in the vacant lot across the street. Too many of them. Switch knives came with my neighborhood. Funny, I didn't think about it before. I guess you just tried to get it. Anyway, anyone who's ever used a switch knife wouldn't have stabbed downward. That's not how you use a switch knife. You use it underhand.
And he couldn't have made the kind of wound that killed his father.
I suppose it's conceivable that the boy could have made the wound, but it's not likely. Not if the boy had any experience. And we know the boy had a lot of experience.
Well, I don't believe it.
Yeah, neither do I. You know, you're just giving us a lot of mumbo jumbo.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know.
What about you?
Listen, I'll tell you all something. I'm a little sick of this whole thing already. We're getting nowhere fast. Let's break it up and go home.
Before we decide any more, I would like to try and pull this together.
Oh, that's not very good.
The other right, let them go ahead.
You want me to time this one too?
No, let's hear him.
You guys don't matter. I'm used to the big shots pulling it together in the end.
All right.
You can see if any of them land on the green.
I want you all to look at this logically and consistently.
Yeah, guilty.
I want to know, is this kid smart or is this kid dumb? What do you mean? The kid has gone to reform school for knifing someone. The day of the murder, he goes and buys a knife, a Swiss knife. It would then take an incredibly stupid kid to go and murder a man, his father, with an instrument that everyone would associate with the kid.
Okay, I finally agree with you. You're right, he's dumb.
However, if the kid were dumb, why would he make the kind of wound that an inexperienced man would make with a knife?
I'm not sure I understand.
To murder someone takes great emotion, great hatred. That moment, man used a knife as he had been trained. He would use it under him. Someone who had not been trained would go over him. Now, this kid's being very smart. Everyone knows he's an experienced knife fighter, so it makes the kind of wound that an amateur would make. This is a smart man. Smart enough to wipe the fingerprints away. Smart enough to wait until an L train is going by to cover the noise. Now, is this kid being smart, or is this kid dumb?
Now, wait, just hold on, wait a minute.
Well, the woman across the L track saw the murderer through the L train. So someone on the train could have seen the murder too.
Exactly. Dumb man. Very stupid man. Man swept by emotion.
It would take an awfully dumb man to make that take that chance, do the murder while the L train went by.
Exactly. He probably didn't even hear the train coming. Whoever did murder the man did so as well as he could. So the kid's dumb enough to do everything he can to associate himself with the Swiss knife murder. And then, the moment after the murder, he becomes smart. The kid is smart enough to make the kind of wound to lead us to suspect someone else. Yet, at the same instant, he is dumb enough to do the killing as an L train is going by. Now, to say this boy is guilty, you have to say he's dumb from 8 o'clock till about midnight. Then at midnight, he's smart for 1 second, then dumb for 2 seconds, then he's